Доброго дня, про ситуацію у зоні.
Now the information about situation in the ADO zone. Ministry of Defense of Ukraine spokesman on ADO-related issues, Colonel Oleksandr Motuzyanyk. Welcome on stage. Good afternoon, everyone. Now, to your attention is the information about the main events that happened in the ADO zone yesterday. We start with Lugansk sector. Yesterday, the majority of ceasefire violations were made by the enemy in the evening, and the most tense was in Troitsk. The militants delivered 2 artillery shellings of mid-intensity at the positions of Ukrainian armed forces, and they launched about 50 shells of 122 millimeter of caliber. 1 mortar shelling was delivered in Krymsk, Oleksandrovka, and Novozvanivka. And in the region of Stanitsa Luganska, in its suburbs, the enemy, in the course of shelling of our positions, used only small arms. So during the last 24 hours in the Lugansk sector, there were 9 shellings, including 4 with the use of heavy weapons. The Donetsk sector, in the evening, the enemy delivered the artillery shelling at Zaitseva, and between 9 and 1 p.m., the occupants delivered 1 armed provocation with the use of small arms in direction of Zaitsev and Pisky, and starting 2 p.m. until midnight, the main aim of shelling for the enemy was Avdiivka and Shakhta-Butivka positions, and there the enemy delivered 5 mortar shellings. And on the whole, during the last 24 hours in the Donetsk sector, there were 16 enemy shellings, including 7 with the use of heavy weapons. Mariupol sector, as previously, the majority of ceasefire violations by the enemy were made in Pavlopil-Shirokina part of front line. The flash spot was Pavlopil, where Russian occupation forces started to deliver mortar and artillery shelling of mid-intensity. And also the enemy opened fire with the use of mortars twice in the direction of Chermalik. And yesterday also the enemy delivered sporadic fire with the use of small arms in Mariinka, and also they used APC's weaponry in the direction of Novotroitsk. And today in the morning, Russian occupation forces delivered shelling in Krasnogorivka with the use of heavy weapons. Now we know about damage to 7 residential houses, a school and the hospital, and several fires were started, and then they were extinguished. And according to preliminary information, 8 residents of Krasnogorivka were wounded, and law enforcement bodies and special services patrolled the town, and they helped those who suffered, and also they search for an exploded ordnance, and they assess the losses and thoroughly document this terrible crime of the occupants. And yesterday in the Mariupol sector, there were 24 shellings delivered by the enemy, including 4 with the use of heavy weapons. During the last 24 hours, in the result of the military actions, no Ukrainian serviceman was killed. 8 servicemen were wounded or traumatized. The border guard service officers and prosecutors and police found in Vinogradna village in Mariupol area an arsenal. These are 2 hunting rifles, 13 cartridges to it, and revolvers, grenade RGD, 750 grams of gunpowder, and 35 capsules to it. And the owner of this arsenal was detained. Helicopter squads of the National Guard had training in the Shorokilan firing ground. The aim of the training is to increase the skills, and the main part was devoted to firing exercises. Today, border guards celebrate their professional holiday. Defense of state border was always a top priority. In these difficult times for our country, this task is very important. And starting the first day of the military aggression in the east of Ukraine, State Guard service continued to defend our country, and all they sacrificed their health and even lives. Bright example of self-sacrifice is Vyacheslav Semyonov, the hero of Ukraine. In February 2015, he was defending a Bello checkpoint in Luganshina. He saved lives of his countrymen, but he sacrificed his own life. And we deeply respect the bodyguard service, and we wish to you all and your families good health, happiness, well-being, and peace. Thank you and goodbye.